Today we are exploring how something as simple as a sidewalk or a streetlight can influence health. My research project is titled Lighting the Path to Health, a Photovoice exploration of walkability, safety, and mental well-being in Kingston, Ontario. The study investigates how sidewalk quality and street lighting shape perceptions of safety, physical activity, and mental well-being among young adult women. The built environment plays a critical role in shaping health outcomes. Urban infrastructure, such as sidewalks, lighting, and pedestrian pathways, influences whether people feel comfortable engaging in physical activity and participating in community life. Research shows that walkable neighborhoods are associated with higher levels of physical activity and lower risks of chronic disease. However, walkability is not only about infrastructure, it is also about how people experience these environments.
Perceptions of public safety can vary across populations. Women often report greater concern about safety in public spaces, particularly in poorly lit or isolated environments. More recent research shows that lighting conditions strongly influence whether women feel comfortable exercising at night outdoors. These experiences highlight how environmental design can shape everyday mobility decisions.
This research explores the question, how does neighborhood walkability, particularly sidewalk quality and street lighting, influence perceptions of safety, physical activity, and mental well-being among young adult women in Kingston, Ontario? To explore this question, I used a research method called Photovoice. Photovoice is a qualitative approach where participants document their lived experiences through photography. By capturing images of their environments, participants can highlight aspects of their surroundings that influence their health and well-being. In this study, I acted as both the researcher and participant, documenting everyday walking environments in Kingston.
The images collected focused on common elements of urban walking environments, including poorly lit sidewalks, uneven or cracked pavement, well-lit pedestrian pathways, transit stops at night. These images were analyzed using thematic analysis to identify patterns relating to safety, walkability, and mental well-being.
Here were the findings.
One of the most important themes that emerged from the Photovoice reflections was the role of street lighting in shaping perceptions of safety. Areas with poor lighting often created feelings of vulnerability and discomfort, particularly when walking alone at night. These findings align with research showing that the lighting conditions strongly influence nighttime physical activity. This is an average night in Kingston with physical activity. Excuse me?
Yes?
Do you mind answering a question from my news report?
Sure.
Are you afraid running alone at night when there's no street lighting?
Yeah, definitely. It can be very vulnerable and scary.
Perfect.
Sidewalk quality also played a major role in walkability. Uneven pavement and poorly maintained sidewalks created barriers to walking and increased concern about injury. Research shows that cities with well-maintained pedestrian infrastructure tend to support higher levels of daily physical activity.
The study also highlights how experiences of urban environments are shaped by gender. Environmental cues such as lighting, visibility, and the presence of other pedestrians significantly influence perceptions of safety. Previous research similarly shows that women often experience greater fear in public environments when spaces lack visibility or adequate lighting.
Beyond physical activity, the built environment also influences mental well-being. Walking through well-maintained and accessible neighborhood environments can contribute to feelings of comfort and relaxation. Research shows that supportive outdoor environments can reduce stress and improve mental health outcomes.
These findings have important implications for urban planning and public health policy. At the municipal level, improving street lighting and maintaining sidewalks could significantly enhance walkability and safety. At the national level, these initiatives, such as Canada's Active Transport Fund, aim to support infrastructure that promote healthier mobility options.
The literature used throughout the study helped to explain how our cities and neighborhoods affect our health. The World Health Organization found that the way cities are designed, including walkable streets and green spaces, can affect how much people exercise, their stress levels, and their overall well-being. Salas and colleagues 2016 studied physical activity in cities worldwide. They found that neighborhoods with good walking environments like connected streets and easy-to-use sidewalks helped people be more active and reduced the risk of long-term health problems. Not everyone experiences walkability the same way. Day 2001 studied how women feel in public spaces and found that things like good visibility and lighting make a big difference in whether they feel safe. Sue and colleagues 2024 looked at how cities affect nighttime exercise. They found that women are especially affected by safety conditions like lighting and visibility when deciding whether to exercise outside at night. Neighborhoods are also affected by mental health, not just physical activity and safety. Gasco and colleagues 2015 reviewed many studies and found that access to good neighborhood environments, including parks and water features, helped reduce stress and anxiety. This study uses Photovoice, a research method described by Nikki Forek and colleagues 2011. Photovoice lets people take photos to show their daily environment experiences. This research matters for current policies too. In Canada, the Active Transportation Fund, Housing, Infrastructure and Communities Canada 2025, helps us build sidewalks, bike paths, and walking routes to make it easier for people to move around in healthy and sustainable ways. To conclude, this study explored how neighborhood walkability, particularly sidewalk quality and street lighting, influences perceptions of safety, physical activity, and mental well-being among young adult women in Kingston, Ontario. The research was grounded in existing environment and health literature, which shows that walkable neighborhoods support physical activity and health outcomes, while safety perceptions can influence how people use public spaces. Using a Photovoice methodology, I documented everyday walking environments in Kingston throughout photography and videography and a reflective analysis. This method allowed lived experiences of urban infrastructure to be captured visually and analyzed through themes related to safety, walkability, and well-being. The findings highlighted 4 key themes: the importance of street lighting for perceived safety, the role of sidewalk quality in supporting walkability, gendered experiences of public space, and the connection between supportive environments and mental well-being. These findings suggest that urban infrastructure does not only influence physical activity, but also shapes how safe and comfortable people feel moving throughout their communities. However, the study also has limitations. Because the research involved a single participant perspective, the findings cannot be generalized to all populations. Despite this, the study demonstrates how Photovoice can provide valuable insight into how built environments affect everyday health experiences. Overall, understanding how people experience urban environments is essential for designing cities that are inclusive, safe, and supportive of both physical and mental health.